This is TWiT.
This episode of Tech Break is brought to you by our friends at IT Pro TV, now called ACI Learning. Together, ACI Learning and IT Pro entertain and train your team to keep your business performing at its best. Visit go.acilearning.com/twit. TWiT listeners who complete the form can receive as much as 65% off an IT Pro Enterprise Solution plan. You'll get the proper quote based on the size of your team.
I'm going to do this. My rotator cuff is really
I was about to say, you need to kind of stretch that rotator cuff a little bit out. Yeah, there you go. Good form, good form. 7 out of 10, not
You
bad.
ever do that? You're on a date and you go,
Only as a joke.
I remember in the old days when I was a young man.
That was the way.
That was the way.
Just a little stretch.
All righty, let's see. iPhone 15 Pro Max camera assessment. This is Mike from Orlando, Florida.
Hello, Mike.
I would like an assessment of the camera, the lenses, and the quality of the images. I've watched many videos from what I consider reputable photographers. Some like it a lot. Some think it's garbage.
Okay.
Wow. What do you think compared to past iPhone cameras? I'm very happy with the iPhone. I have a 15 Pro Max, as you do too. And I think it's gorgeous. Now, I just got also the Pixel 8 Pro, which is Google's latest. And I would say, and DxO Mark might agree that maybe the Pixel 8 is a little bit better, but neither.
With Google's computational photography as well.
And I think you nailed it. That's why some photographers don't like these. Explain what that is.
So computational photography is this idea that we take what is actually there and then we augment it. We make it look better. We make slight adjustments to it. We make changes to it that are blanketed under this term AI, right? And it is I think for the average person, it is a thing that you see and you go, I love this, because it's trying to make a photograph for you that in general ways is a very pleasing photo. But a photographer, a person who is looking with their eyes and is trying to capture something exactly as it is, who takes a photograph and has the computational photography magic happen, they see a photo that is not what they expect. They see a photo that has been taken and made in effect fake, because it has these additional changes made to it. And I think that's the difference at the heart of what Apple is doing and what Google is doing. And honestly, on the Google side, I think it ends up being a thing that pleases more consumers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and I think the weak third is Samsung, which really over photo processes.
Yeah.
And you might hear a lot of photographers saying they don't like how the Samsung looks. But remember, these camera phones are not made for the same audience as a professional photographer.
Exactly.
You wouldn't shoot a wedding with a camera phone,
Right?
And you want more control, and that's why you would use a professional digital camera. But most people who are using smartphone cameras are doing it for Instagram, right?
And that's the thing too, is that so many of us are taking photographs in what actual professional photographers would call low light settings, because a lot of us are taking photos indoors, and even just being indoors, even with lights turned on into space, still ends up being what is technically low light. And so you think about having these photographs that if we were taking them with a professional camera, even if we bumped up the ISO and we did this and did that without more lighting, it's gonna look pretty grainy and bad. What our cameras are able to do, though, our phone cameras are able to do, is take something that is in a low light and make it look better, like some photos that you took recently.
This is when I was in Rhode Island, we had an amazing hamburger. Now, I was actually testing the camera. This is the iPhone 14 or 15 Pro Max, because it was very dim. Now, you have to hold the camera steady, but for instance, look at the background, look at the lights, the bokeh. The bokeh on this was gorgeous. This is not portrait mode. The detail is crisp. It looks delicious. Oops, and it just went dark. But it is designed for Instagram. It's designed so that I don't have to think about it. If I were I probably could take a better picture with a fancy camera, but I need a tripod. I might need some lighting. I would have to know a lot about which lens I'm using. I would have to set it carefully, and I'd probably get a bunch of bad images. I just took this on the fly and quickly. So it's it depends on what you're doing. Now, I will show you DxOMark's current camera reviews. And right now, their favorite camera is the iPhone, is the Huawei P60 Pro. I'm having trouble with my connection here, so let me just, because that's why it went dark. The P60 Huawei, I don't even know, can you get this in the United States? It came out in the spring. Then the number 2 camera, that had 156 points for the camera. The number 2 camera is the iPhone 15 Pro Max, 154 points. And then 1 point lower, the Google Pixel 8 Pro. But now, a lot of people will say, well, that's DxOMark. I mean, they sell software. Are they good? I mean,
Right.
It is such a subjective thing. No objective number is going to capture that. Is the iPhone 1 point better than the Pixel 8? What does that even mean?
What does that mean? And if 2 people say that the photos are garbage
Right.
and 6 people say that the photos are the best they've seen, what does that even mean? I think it really does boil down to what you think. You have to look at the photographs and see if you like the way that the photographs look. And the fact is, no one can capture every specific situation that you would be in and be able to show you how you might make adjustments to it. I really do think that at this point, so much of it boils down to personal taste, whether it's capturing a photo that you are happy with. I'm very happy with this phone camera, the ability that it has, and I love how the photos look, but I also understand how someone might look at them and feel like it's not taking what a professional camera would do. Yeah, we know that. It's not supposed to be a DSLR. It's not a classic 35 millimeter lens camera. It's just capable of capturing photographs in a similar way.
But I would say it's very, very capable for the market it's aimed at. Either the Pixel 8 or the iPhone 15 really give you great images. And frankly, I would include the Samsung S23 Ultra as well. I think, all the camera you need, basically. And the only reason to use a bigger professional camera is because you want more control. You want to do different things that the camera can't do. And I think some professional photographers don't like the iPhone because it makes decisions for you.
Right.
But 99% of the time, it's the decision you want.
That should be made, yeah.
Yeah. So I would not hesitate. If you're in the market for a new phone and you want a good camera, the iPhone 15 is Pro or Pro Max is fantastic. I think they've done a great job. How much better is it than the 14? This much.
Right. And what does that mean? Who knows? How much is this really?
Is it that or this? So it's not, I would say, so much better. It's a little better. It's not so much better that you should give up the iPhone 14. In fact, it's really only one area that it's better, which is the 5X zoom. But so the 14 is fine. If you're on an iPhone 10, get the 15 if you can afford it.